it going? This is James P. White from the Bold and Short of It podcast. I am James P. White. As I said, that is Chris Mooney. We are at our favorite watering hole, one of my favorite places of 2025, and that has to be Sherbrooke Pub. We are here again doing our year-end podcast. We do have a couple of special guests here, and one that's very special in an Olympic kind of way. I won't mention any names, but he's sitting next to me. But yes. So yes, just you. But other than that, yeah, we are doing our year-end podcast. As I said, we are at Sherbrooke. And Mooney, how was your Christmas, dude?
My Christmas is fantastic, buddy. It's good to see you. It's been almost 2 weeks since the last time we even saw each other.
It
Uh,
was a great 2 weeks.
yeah. No, but you know what? We won't go into details. I think we kind of agreed not to bore all of you with that. But I had a really great Christmas. Lots of fun with family and a couple memories and things. Like hopefully you make one or two every Christmas. Things you share. For those of you watching, well, everyone's watching, I presume, but Jimmy and I are head to head now. So if you see me looking up like this, it's because I'm looking at that asshole. So,
And if you see me looking this way, I'm looking at him because my camera's over here. So I'm actually going to be looking away from the camera during the
or
podcast
to look at
because
me. Yeah.
to look at your, I don't know why. I'd much rather look at myself, but yeah, I saw that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like, just getting back to that, like, we're at Sherbrooke. We're surrounded by a few friends and family, and we kind of wanted to do a little year-end blast off, celebrate the year outgoing year, and then next week or we'll talk about the new year and all that stuff. But it's actually I'm having a lot of fun. We're sitting. They got the two booths in the back here, and pretty much all the seats are taken. So we'll have a little bit of fun with hopefully some guests here if we can get our tech going. But how are you doing, buddy? How was your Christmas? You just got back. Just got off the. Um, there's a line they use from my old school, it's Steely Dan song. Oh, when she came off the Wolverine, we just got off the Wolverine, like the
Okay.
Greyhound.
So I just got off the Red Arrow actually about an hour ago. Uh, it was a long trip. I enjoyed. I got to spend time with the family in Tabor, and you know, we have here kind of a Christmas overview. This Christmas totally redeems in every way. The last Christmas I had just before my dad passed, in every way. We had an awesome Christmas Eve with the family. Did like uh what do you call it? Grinchy gift exchange, White Elephant gift exchange. There's so many different names to it. We had a bunch. We had a lot of fun, great food. I got to hang out with my mom. She lives by herself, so I got to spend a lot of quality time with my mom, talk and watch a lot of TV and movies. We're going to get into some of the Christmas stuff that we watched over the Christmas holidays in a bit. We watched a lot of the regulars, a lot of the ones that are on my top five from like during our last podcast. But
Mhm.
it was a really good Christmas, and I was kind of glad to come back, be in my own bed, uh, all that kind of stuff, and drink. I normally don't drink when I go to my mom's because she says, "Why don't you drink?" And then every time I drink, she says I sound drunk. So,
Yeah, yeah. Why aren't you drinking? I mean, why are you drinking at the pace that I want you to?
but
But let me ask you this. Um, so, and because I always like the older we get, like especially when we're lucky enough to have um, any of our parents around with us, I kind of gauge how well Christmas went by, like did my parents have a good time? Did they feel as loved as I could possibly express to them and stuff like that? But did you get that from your mom, like being surrounded by family? Like you said, she lived alone, and she got to spend time with
it
his
was
darling little guy, and you know,
like wait, like the majority of us, like we didn't get to spend time with my brother and his family. That's totally different subject. I don't want to get into it. but yeah, it was like me and my two sisters and their family. It was great, and got to spend time with her. And and oddly enough, with my mom, um, when I spend too much time with her, she starts to get annoyed. So it's a good
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
that's like I've already spent too much time with you, and I just got here. So, but yeah, but other than that, it was good. My mom enjoyed herself. We made some positive memories. You know, and because we were thinking, because this would have been the sixth year since my dad passed, and that Christmas was a gong show, and it was also horrible at the same time. But
Yeah.
but yeah, but this one we made some great memories, and yeah, it was a good time.
How awesome is that? Um, well, okay. I was going to ask you about highlights because I don't want to tell you day by day what happened and all that, but got a couple highlights I'll share with you about our little get-togethers. Um, the first one uh, is, well, Kieran, my son Kieran, like he's in the fraternity, and of course we know I'm in the fraternity. I know a lot of the young guys, and a couple weeks before Christmas, Kieran asked me, there's a couple of Ukrainian guys that are like from Ukraine uh, that won't be able to spend Christmas Day with family or whatever. And can we have them over? And I said, what a great, I was just so proud of him for having that idea. Um, and like, I couldn't have been prouder just because like he reached out to me and just said, hey, and, and, and then I said, I can't commit to that as much as I wanted to because Andrea and I weren't hosting this year. So, excuse me. Uh, I didn't want to commit my sister who was hosting, my sister Andrea and her beautiful husband Chris. Love you, Chris. Just beautiful guy. Um, uh,
Good hit on
they
him. This is a podcast.
they were hosting it. You don't want to commit to them to add a couple extra fellas. Like the guys in the Geek House. And so I said I'd love to. If we were hosting, I totally would have had those guys over no matter what. But I can't commit because of Anthony Andre. And then it just so happened a couple of days before Christmas, Andre and Chris just got back from Canmore and they had a night off without their kids. And I was happy that they reached out to us to spend some time. So we had a few drinks and played Cards Against Humanity. And she was just going, "How are the kids?" And I wasn't even thinking. But we were outside and I was like, "Oh, I got to tell you, I was so proud of Kieran. He was asking about these guys, and then she goes, "Oh, why don't they come? They have to come. Tell them to come. They better come. They have to come." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you know me, I'm very direct. It was not, I was trying to weasel in or shoehorn these guys. Like I was just telling her about Kieran and some of the things I was proud of him about, and then she's like, no, they got to come. So I reached out to them right away, and they're like, oh yeah, for sure. So Ollie and Alex joined our family, Chris's family, and like it was just a lovely Christmas dinner. Like, and we did I think we call it the Grinch exchange. We call it like a
Yeah,
couples exchange where everyone draws numbers and you can steal from each other, and it
yeah,
was
yeah,
basically we did it couples like $75 limit per couple, and what do you want? And I didn't want those guys to feel left out, so I got a $75 gift card at Canadian Brew House for them, and they were a couple. So so me. So after dinner, I'm like, hopefully by now you've all met Ollie and Alex. How long have you guys lived together? Anyway, they're a couple, and we're just really happy to have them join in. So what number did you get? I'm like, number seven. Way to go,
uh,
fellas.
how, how long have you guys been together? Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome.
that's the ultimate dick move. That is
Yeah,
definitely
they're
something.
they're 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 in the fraternity. They expect nothing less from me, and that was one highlight for sure. The other highlight we can talk about after you give me yours because it's more almost a segue into politics and all that. But you go ahead, give me your highlights.
No, that was it. Like that was what I did. I just spent time with my family, and
Hmm.
and we did a gift exchange and made new memories. We got tons of pictures. That's about it.
Well, that's awesome. That's good. Yeah, as far as specific stories, that's probably the highlight one. And at the risk of boring anybody, I'll stop there. Except I will move on. And throughout the holidays, like the different things we went to, we we ran into different people, and like they talk about, especially like you got a lot of this with I'm on X and I get some accounts from the States and people who are like anti-Trumpers or or actually the vax is a better thing. Where they're like, I didn't invite my brother to Christmas dinner because they're unvaccinated, or where everyone gets so tribal. And like you're there with your family or with whoever. You're there in the Christmas spirit, like we talked about last episode. Just you're happy and you want to celebrate just fellowship and being with people. And then some people, and so because of that, like where they're like, oh, when I found out my parents supported Trump, I didn't invite them to Chris. I haven't talked to them since. That kind of bullshit, which is so dumb. So I do not lead with politics. I do not talk about politics. I don't make it a prerogative to convince anybody of anything. Frankly, when I have adversarial discussions about politics or matters of import, I really, really, really don't shy away from being wrong. I would rather be wrong and learn something than sit there like the Cheshire cat because I got one over on somebody. Um, and more importantly, if I'm going to engage somebody in a discussion, I would be mortified if I didn't have the facts because then it's not a discussion. You're just deferring to them because you don't know. You just have to assume that they know what they're talking about. And then it's not even a discussion. You just gotta go, oh yeah, I guess so. Really? Are you sure? Okay. Anyway, I didn't initiate any discussion, but somebody I know in a long time came up to me because like I'm not very vociferous about my political views, even on this podcast. But I am an Alberta separatist. And one instance throughout the holidays, somebody uninitiated, just out of the blue, said, I I thought you were a really good guy, and I had a lot of respect for you, and but I can't believe that you're supporting the separatist cause. And I said, oh, okay. Um, well, why? Like, what do you? Why do you think I'm wrong to do that? Do you have any? Do you have any? Do you have any examples of, or can you give me any arguments about why Alberta should stay? And I tried to just make it factual and sort of shift the discussion to the issues. And instead, it just became pejorative, and it wasn't fun. Um, and we didn't talk about any facts. We didn't talk about any issues. We didn't share any ideas. And I every time I tried, it was just like, no, I can't believe that. Really, you're gonna do that? You're gonna go with those guys and be this? And it's so tribal, and it was brutal. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. And then like, oh yeah, walk away. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking walking away because this isn't a conversation. It's a lecture. So I got out of it. And it was disappointing because truthfully, I do my research. I form my opinions. I'm a man. I can apply my reasoning and logic to the objective facts that are in front of me, but I never presume that I'm always right. So I actually kind of like to have fuck you too. He's making fun of me, but like
You must prove you're always right, my ass. Like,
like,
uh,
well, unless I'm talking to you, then it's just everyone assumes that.
I have an allergic reaction sometimes. Um,
Anyways, I'll just sum it up by saying like I love like unbiased free discussions where you can change my mind, I can change yours. I don't know everything, and there's always something somebody might overlook. love those discussions, but I sure hate the tribal bullshit. And that part was disappointing. But obviously, like I'm not like, oh, you ruined Christmas. I'm never coming to going there again to that place with you again, or none of that shit. But it's just something I noticed that disappointed me. But I certainly take the positive far more from Christmas than the negative.
But the thing is with that is I usually right off the bat, I try to, this is what I think. You can think what you think, and I'm not going to argue with you. Like, I'm not that guy. Okay, like, this is what I think. Well, why do you think that? I just do. Like, I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm not going to justify my beliefs to you. I'm not going to justify my political beliefs. I'm not going to justify my religious beliefs to anyone. Like, that's who I am. And my dad always said, there's two things you don't argue with people about: politics and and religion. Those are two
And
things
that's
that
the thing is,
because
yeah,
you're both right. Because you're both right. Because how your beliefs and what your politics are is yours. You shouldn't have to justify them. You shouldn't have to justify your religious beliefs or any of that kind of stuff. And
and
I fell out of the conversation. I just go, yeah, no, I'm good. Let's On a different note, let's talk about
okay,
this. And
hang
let's
on,
get
no,
back.
just
No, 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 that's my statement to them. That's not me changing the subject for this one. I know
yeah.
that's my usual cue for like the hook on your head going, go
On
tell
a
them.
different note, I thought I
But
got cute. On a
you,
different note, fuck off,
you
Looney.
thought you thought you got cut, but no, that was
Yeah, I
what I
thought I
say.
got cut. No,
Yeah,
this horse is dead, but what I will say, just to um, add to what you mentioned, is simply like, you're right. Your dad was right in one part when he said argue. I never want to argue with anybody. I want to have an exchange of ideas. And if we don't agree, that's awesome. And I don't even have the goal to change your mind even like, but just like, why do you think that? Help me understand your perspective. Help me understand how you arrived at that conclusion.
but
If
you
the
shouldn't have to
conversation starts,
justify anything. It's kind of my
yeah,
thoughts. You shouldn't have to justify why you think that because it's not my
yeah.
job and in my beliefs to tell you what what you should believe, and it's not your place to tell me what I should believe. That's
And what
just
I'm talking about specifically, that one instance, and I think we agree on that. But the one instance I'm talking about is that we didn't even get there. It's just like I thought you were a great guy, but now I know you're an idiot. And I'm like, whoa, that's an interesting way to start a conversation. Like, but yeah, yeah,
actually
Paul's
you're
gonna be on soon. We're gonna get Paul on
because
soon.
you're Paul. You're sitting in the hot seat. By the way, you're going to be next.
Anyways,
Okay,
okay,
but on a different note, I'm actually
like
I'm
this time really.
but I'm actually pro you separating from Canada, not necessarily Alberta. You like if Alberta separates, you should stay with Canada. I'm just saying, right? I'm 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 pro you separating from Canada.
So if I was a federalist and I wanted Alberta to separate, but I wanted to stay in Canada, you would stay in Alberta. I guess that would be the perfect solution for you.
That would be I would it would be easy if you separated from Canada or even separated from Edmonton. It would be so much easier to find a new replacement for you on the Bald and Short of It podcast.
Yeah,
But
that's where I'm at a disadvantage. There's a there's a lot there's a lot more ball guys out there than there are midgets, so I guess I'm stuck with you.
yeah, and and the other midgets out there don't like the word midget, so they'd hate you. Um,
Yeah, right. A
so
midget with your sensibility is truly a diamond in the rough.
so, so one thing you threw in the prep, dealing with Christmas. Again, we're going to stick on Christmas for a little bit. Uh, what movies did you end up watching this year? Did you watch your list?
I did. I didn't watch everything. Strangely enough, like I never ever ever miss Christmas Vacation. So that base got run. Um, I watched. I watched Home Alone. Um, and actually, like we only really watch it during Christmas, but frankly, like that movie is like better than better than I remembered. Maybe every year it gets better. I don't know, um, but I might have had that one higher. As far as the new ones go. Eddie Murphy had that one on Amazon. Um, I think it was Amazon. It might have been Netflix. And
Was it the one where he was on that Christmas street where he got turned into like a
yeah,
cartoon?
yeah. Oh no, no,
Or
it wasn't a cartoon.
Christmas decoration.
Oh yeah, the Dexter. I think it was a cartoon at the end.
Candy Cane Lane.
Yeah, yeah. I watched that. It was okay.
I saw that in the theater when I came out.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't put that anywhere near a classic from last week. So, um, I will tell you this though. Um, I absolutely saw the best Saturday Night Live clip I've seen in years. Uh, that came out this year, and I don't think you've seen it yet.
Okay.
Did you
No,
Google
I
it?
haven't.
I put it in the
No,
prep. It's
I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to
well,
do it.
that's good. Your mom wouldn't have liked it. Like
No,
it's
I would
totally
because the
it's
Christmas movies I watched wasn't just with my mom. I'd always like even leading up to Christmas things. I'm
your
not sure if
nieces
we're
and
gonna get.
nephews and
No, even just at home. Like like at home, my mom insisted, and she goes, "We watch this every year. We have since I was like 10 years old. White Christmas, Bing Crosby,
yeah,
and then and I watched Smoky Mountain Christmas with
yeah,
Dolly
the
Parton,
Dolly Parton one. Yeah,
and It's a Wonderful Life. So like I again, one of
I
my
watched It's a Wonderful Life. It's kind of a staple. I really I don't know why I didn't watch Die Hard. Like I could have watched it on Christmas Day, but Andrew
but
and I got Andrew and I got locked into watching the Andrea. What did you watch on Christmas Day all day? Is it the League? Yeah, we watched the League.
the what?
It's on Disney Plus. It's called the League. It's just an awesome show. It's all about fantasy football guys stuffing each other's balls. And
The
it's a
the
classic.
the league, the league.
Yeah,
I thought you said league.
no, no, and that this is actually our second time watching it. And I'm not that guy. Usually I watch something that's except for Christmas movies. Anyways, I was talking about the Saturday Night Live skit, and this is exactly my sense of humor. Like I'm a Bugs Bunny guy. I love the absurd. I love physical comedy. That to me is the best. And this SNL Home Alone skit, I know you haven't seen it, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's like 4 minutes, so fuck it. I'm gonna tell you. Um, who was it? Ariana Grande was hosting, I think. Because I didn't watch the episode. My sister told me about it, and she plays Kevin from Home Alone. She's in bed, and her
Oh,
hands start like Kevin. And one of the cast members comes in, and she wakes up, and the chick that plays her mom is wearing the same like jacket that Catherine O'Hara wore. And Kevin, I'm so sorry. And they hug, and then he's like, "Where is everybody?" And and then you know how like he's like, "Where's everybody?" She's like, "Oh well, they couldn't make it," and then they all come. They all came home, and then the dad's like, "Hey fella," you know whatever he says in the movie, and then he goes, "All right, you know what? We got lots of time. We got lots of time to talk about what Kevin did the last few days. Let's turn on the light here." And he goes to the light switch, and Kevin goes, "God, no!" He forgot to take down all the traps. And then the fire goes on, and his hair's on fire. And then one of the kids, there's all kinds of absurdity going on. One of the kids, the mom goes, "Get a fire extinguisher." He goes, "No, I put kerosene in that." She sprays him, and his whole body's on fire. Just like, that's all I'm going to say. That's like the first minute of that skit. And I'm telling you, holy shit. If you're listening to me, like just Google SNL Home Alone skit. you will not be disappointed if you have my sense of humor. And I'm glad you didn't watch it with your mom.
Yeah, yeah, no. I would not watch that with my mom. So I think that's basically what we got for Christmas. Like this is kind of a condensed episode. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna try and get guests on if they can actually, you know, be nice. But
That's this table is getting louder than what, like,
is
you
it
know.
getting louder than we are? Um, can can I get another wolf? Wolf.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I want to.
In in case those of you who are not here at the place at Sherbrooke, we are actually trying to get another round. Um, and one of these, yeah, I don't know if I said it. I can take two. I don't care. Um, I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, I got to tell you, um, another thing that happened. So I don't want to. Hopefully, you'll find it funny.
Uh,
Did it snow as much as?
if you're telling a story, it's probably not funny. Um,
Did it snow as much in Tabor as it did in Edmonton?
it snowed a fair bit, but not as much as here.
Yeah, like it was bad. And a friend of the podcast, Mike Barak, um, he went to Mexico for 2 weeks. He actually gets back this very night. So the last 2 weeks, and before Mike left, he typical Barak fashion. He's like, "Hey, can you check on the house while I'm gone?" Like, for those of you who don't know, he lives like 4 blocks away. He's one of my best friends, and he comes by the day before he leaves, gives me keys. Just check on the house for insurance. Like, we have a mutual friend who's in insurance groups. He goes, you don't even have to. If Mike told me to check on it and I didn't, and then his house got robbed or lit on fire or whatever, he would not be liable for my inaction. Not that it matters, but you get the point. Um,
Blame you. I like
no,
like
and
like I told
anyway,
you my place and it got robbed, like I'd be coming after you. But no, I wouldn't be suing you. I'd be beating you within an inch of your life. I'm kind of violent. I'm sorry,
even
but
though I'm not the guy that stole all your cheesy swords and all of your
uh,
hardware, all your
hey,
knives and fucking blades
hey,
and
listen,
ceramic
Tom,
humbuckery.
my my armory is very important. Okay,
Yeah. Well, you can bet, and if I'm responsible for it, I would check on it because I'm a man of my words. And if it did get stolen, I promise you, it would never be moved. Like,
I
I
don't
have a
blame you.
gun. I have a gun. I don't need any of that. But anyways, uh, so friend of the podcast, Mike Barak, um, was asked me to look after his place or take the mail, check on things, and and sure enough, it fucking snowed like 4 feet. Sorry, grabbing Jimmy's beer.
That's what happens when you have Bald and Short of It podcast at a bar. Um, we have to have drink breaks. It happens.
Anyways, so the point of the story is simply that they got back actually this very day, and like on the weekend it was like -30 on Saturday, and it was snowing like a motherfucker, and I never touched his.
I prefer mofo. Okay, that's a little bit too harsh.
Okay, snowing like a mofo. All
Mofo, yeah.
right. Anyways, um, I left the back, which I never touched. I mean, I shoveled his front walk in the front of the house, and from the house to the sidewalk, and got his mail and went downstairs, checked the sump and everything else. But that back walk from his back door to his garage, I thought, okay, at the very least, it's supposed to be warmer on Monday, which is yesterday, and I'm like, I'm at least gonna do it then, so I'm not freezing Can I say balls on the podcast? Is that okay? Are
You
we
can say
allowed to
balls.
say? Oh, okay, just want to check. Like motherfuckers get worked up if you use the wrong words. Sorry. Um,
It's small folks.
okay. Anyways, I thought, okay, I'll do it. I went out to his it was literally in some spots from the walk from Mike. You've been in Mike's backyard,
Yeah, yeah.
from his back door to his garage. Pretty much a straight line. But holy shit, man. Some spots it was like 3 feet. I'm not complaining. All I'm saying is that if you're going to Mexico in December and you want me to watch your house, just go. I hope you don't mind shoveling because I'm gonna do it anyway. Don't be transparent about the request. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're a lazy bitch, and you wanted him to
I'm
say
not
thank you
lazy
for
at
it.
all. I was happy to do it. I'm like, you know, friend of the
But,
podcast, Mike
but
Bayrak,
okay, no, I do know that.
classic
But,
Bayrak,
but okay, let me bring something up to you. Okay, how tall are you?
5'9".
You're 5'9", and you had to clear 3 feet of fucking snow. Boo,
That's why I
frickin'
asked you
who?
about Tabor.
Boo,
I know, I
okay,
know.
freaking tall, feet tall, and I've had to clear 3 feet of tall snow, and that is a challenge. A 5 foot guy clearing 3 feet of snow is nothing like a midget doing it. Okay, so quit your you. Now I'm mad. We're at the end, like we're at the year end podcast, and you made me angry, complaining about 3 feet of snow. Like,
Well, that's why.
like, like when there's 3 feet of snow, I carry a snorkel in my frickin' backpack, and you're complaining about 3 feet of snow. I don't want to die in it. You're complaining about shoveling it. Um,
Fucking avalanche warning. Midget avalanche warning.
okay, but
No, that actually, in fairness, just in case anybody out there thinks I'm being selfish or inconsiderate, you know that I led this story by asking you how much it snowed in Tabor, because you've mentioned this to me before, like that, like when we've had really bad snow, it's like we're not spring chickens, so we've had winters
yeah,
where you're
my
like, and you actually illuminated to me that like it actually is a fucking challenge when you wake
oh
up and
yeah,
it's dumped
my
like
like like my mom actually has someone that she pays to clear her
yeah,
driveway. Like, and no offense to she's a 70-year-old woman, and she's got hip problems and back problems, and I wouldn't want her shoveling snow, but she
yeah.
has someone to do it. I've been like, and good on you for doing it, but don't bitch
No,
about
I
it.
didn't mind doing it.
Like, but good on you for doing it.
If
But
I find myself in that predicament again though, and you're in town, I'm gonna grab you and just so we can take a picture, just so you can prove
I
your
got
point.
more. How about we do this? That next time I'm in town, that this happens, we have to shovel Bayrack snow. How about you just, hey Jimmy, I'll buy you a beer if you clear Bayrack snow. I don't like to work that hard, and then I'll do it for you because I'm that kind of friend. Um,
I would that's a close second to a picture of you in the snow up there.
but but a funnier one would be me and Snow up to here shoveling it over my head.
Yeah, actually, good
Yeah,
point.
that's a better one. Okay.
You
Like,
should get out of podcasting and get into writing fucking sitcoms and shit.
okay. But
All
so
right, we move on.
let's move along. Move along. Okay. Actually, I'm going to talk about something. So one thing I didn't mention in my Christmas overview, I want to end Christmas on this note with the fact that, like, I did a couple of really good Christmas gigs. I did the Canadian Brew House. I did another Christmas party with both where I was Santa, and I made pretty good coin. And the cool thing is I've actually got like the 3 days around or I've still got some openings around St. Patty's Day, but my St. Patty's Day is getting booked. So if you want none other than James P. White as Patty the Leprechaun on St. Patty's Day, uh, give me a call, shoot me a message through Facebook. Uh, send me an email at jpwhiteent@gmail.com, and I'll try and get you on the list. It's filling up fast. We're not even the end of the
Yeah,
year.
that's
St. Patty's Day is in March, and I booking up fast. But yeah, let's do that. And
yeah. Sorry, go on.
no,
I don't.
I was just wandering words.
I'm changing my to non-noise canceling. Like you're gonna hear more background, but you probably hear me better.
Yeah, until everybody else comes back.
Yeah, that's right. Bunch of people left. Anyway, you got so you have you got two gigs locked down already,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
and yeah, you must have done well at Christmas because one of the gigs is from people that you had at Christmas, right?
like it was a Canadian brew house. I did their office Christmas party, and I I made over three bills there. And they're like, "Hey, we want you for St. Patty's Day. We want you for like the Saturday before." So yeah, and then I heard from Kelly's. I'm doing her on St. Patty's Day. So
Oh, you didn't talk to me guys.
I not. I just Kelly's funny. I love Kelly to death. She's a great lady.
I know
But
Charlie's
but
awesome.
but but the funny thing about Kelly, if I text Kelly, "Hey, do you remember that conversation we had about St. Patty's Day?" She goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, you're still doing it? Yeah, okay, yeah." But I stopped by there and I'm like, "Hey, you want me to do the same times?" She goes, "Yep."
Yeah.
Do you need me to send you an email? No, just show up.
So you just show up and
Just show up. And she goes, "Oh yes, but the girls, like all the staff that work there, know that I come every year, so they all know they know the deal."
so you show up in the gear and then you leave with a few bills.
No, because I stay there for the amount of time I'm supposed to be there.
Okay, so you do have a
I do,
kind of an obligation.
yeah, I do. It's
Yeah.
just, but I don't have to, confirm it via email. I'm like, "Hey, remember, I'm supposed to be here." "Oh yeah, boom,
Oh yeah.
done."
There's no contract, I guess is what you're saying. It's just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like it's all good.
We're
Yeah.
brew
I
house
love
stuff,
that.
and like there's emails and stuff because they deal with corporate. Yeah, I don't want to get
Like
into that.
yeah, I get yeah, my whole life I've been an entrepreneur and some of the best deals, like at least for my personal business, have been like that. Where you deal with like-minded people and you're like, I got you, you got me, we're fucking solid. It's all good. So I think that's great.
But yeah, so if you want a midget for St. Patty's Day, I know a guy. Let me know. Um,
I know a guy too. I take
uh,
my I take my cut.
but come to me. I give the talent 100%. I don't take anything for myself. Um, but
You got a little this is planned. It's my brother-in-law who we're gonna mention later. Like, and his
oh,
wife. Yeah, yeah,
they're, they're making out behind me. Okay, that's
yeah.
what that shit. Okay, that got weird.
You
Okay,
know what that makes me think of? You should be Cupid on Valentine's Day. Shave your
okay.
head. Finally, we can get it down to the
No,
woods.
no,
The ball's involved of it.
no. Better yet, a blonde cupid, sexier. Um,
You should get a Cupid thing. My
okay,
sister-in-law Maureen goes, I want the residuals. And that's the easiest money I ever made making out with the guy, eh? Oh, I bet.
but just so you know, no one pays us to do this podcast yet. We have no sponsors.
I was just gonna say we're throwing out to the all these great places, and I don't mind shouting out to Sherbrooke because Janet's so good to us. Lets us do it here and all that. But frankly, we don't have the juice. We don't have enough of an audience, so tell your friends.
And get them to tell two friends, and them to tell two friends, and then
Yeah.
then we'll have seven people that to listen to the podcast. But
But right now, our Well, I'm sure there's more people that are going to listen in, but if we do an impromptu thing like this, we can fill half a bar. So let us know if you're interested.
or at least two booths. Um, but let's start into the new year, and then we'll go into our bringing a couple of people on to listen to them about
Well, I think
life.
that yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But let's get into our top five moments of 2025. We have a lot of stuff for the next podcast, which deals with next year. But
Yeah. So this
let's
is like the way we set it up. At least Jimmy and me, we don't spend a lot of time. The whole point of this podcast is pretty informal, in case you haven't noticed. But the way we kind of just conceptualize this is that like this episode is like summarizing the year, and next episode we're looking forward to the new year, bro.
yeah. And uh, on a slightly different note, switch back to noise canceling. Um, uh, better. Okay. But so top five moments of 2025. I'm gonna actually do mine, and do you want me to start at five and work my way down, or at one and
Do
work
you
my
want to
way
do
up?
your like we spent a lot of the year together? So do you
There,
want to
there
do
is.
like your five, my five, your four, my four, your three, my
Here,
three?
yeah, let's do that. Okay, so my number five is the August 14th, and I've done this golf tournament for a billion years, like probably at least 10 years. It's called the Frontline Celebrity Golf Classic. It's a golf tournament where I've been in the dunk tank. It's for the Alberta Regional Search and Rescue, the Edmonton Garrison Military Family Resource Center, and the EMS Association. I've been in the dunk tank every year. This year was the coldest year of all, but we still made a shit ton of money for the charities. And that was my number five of this year. What's your number five?
Actually, my number five. I'm just gonna blow my nose. Sorry.
As long as you're
My
not blowing your ass.
my number five is very is your number five adjacent. My number five is when you and I. Well, it was your idea when we went to the Decos in September. This isn't chronological, folks. This is like top five. And we went to the Decos and we basically spent a day there with the fellas. When like, if you've ever been to university at U of A, and I'm sure in a lot of other places, September is, especially if it's like a Indian summer, um, like you get like the leaves are just changing color, and it's just such a beautiful environment just unto itself. But if you're in a fraternity, it's like there's lots of free beer and parties and rush. And we kind of, it was Jimmy's idea that we would do a dunk tank in front of the decos on was it Wednesday or the Tuesday when school
I think it
started?
was a Tuesday. It was September 2nd.
Yeah, when school started, and so like, and where the decos is located, it's basically in the middle. Like you almost everybody who's going anywhere, unless they're taking the train's got to walk by it. So we had a lot of foot traffic, and it was kind of a spectacle. But and that was fun, like the joking around. You got to know Kieran a little better, which was great. But like just
The guy.
yeah, like I just like it not just. I think the reason I chose this as number five is because it's like a catalyst, and it basically launched Jimmy into the like being a member. Like obviously, obviously you have to do a lot more than that to become a member of a fraternity, and I don't want to downplay it, but just seeing you interact with the fellas and seeing all the guys welcome you with open arms and um, like to me, it was just kind of like two of my worlds colliding, and I loved it. It wasn't just me talking mountain off about how great my fraternity is. We actually got to see the guys and get to know them, and let's face it, we had a great day. We were there from basically noon till 10 o'clock p.m. or something. But it was a great day. And thank you, Jimmy, for the suggestion that we get the fence.
Can you quit explaining it so I can do my number four, which is also the Deke House, the dunk
Oh,
tank.
I didn't
My
know.
number four is that one. And my favorite part about that was also me being in the dunk tank, but how the guys all stepped up and they all took turns in the dunk tank and they all did that. And the amount of respect I got from those guys all the way through. Um, it was a great day for me. I'm not as long winded as you, but it's just the thing is it was it. So the decals, it was the dunk tank. That's my number four. Now let me take a nap. You can do your number four.
Oh man. Okay. I didn't want to over Vegas it. So my number four was actually my brother-in-law's here right now. Let's see if we can hook him up. So Paul couldn't join us, but I gotta tell you, number four, without question, trip to Reno with my brother-in-law Paul. Um, I think we were podcasting by then, Jimmy, but um, uh,
Yes, we were.
yeah, I
Because
never
you didn't invite me because I'm not part of your group. Um,
you're, you're entrenched. Like I get why am I getting all these complaints if you're not part of the group?
like I'm not. Hey, nobody else is answering their phone. Maybe I'll call Jimmy. Um,
Fuck out of here. Anyways, um, this is the first time I've ever gone to Nevada, whether it be Reno or Vegas, where one of my travel companions made $3,000 before the plane landed in Nevada, and that was when they had the draw on the plane. We were on the um.
Oh,
Anyway, we
we talked about that on this podcast a few
yeah
episodes ago.
yeah. So that's number four. Anyway, my brother-in-law Paul. Hey Paul, why don't you come over here at least
We're
so
only
people can
on your
see you? My brother-in-law Paul over here.
okay.
Anyways, um, yeah, that was fantastic trip. It wasn't just that he won 3 grand on the plane in U.S. cash, non-declarable, before we even got out of the airport to actually go gamble. But we had a great trip. I spent less time gambling. We went to a lot of saloons. We went to a baseball game. That's without question number four. We just a great time. That's my number four. Go ahead.
Okay, so my number. So we're on number three now. Um, Number three for me is October 28th was actually this isn't on your list. I was when I first started babysitting my cousin's dog Jasper. He was a he was a pain in the ass. He was a new puppy. Um, he hadn't quite been like house trained, and
So hang on. What's the breed?
what that this is number three.
No, what's the breed of the dog?
He's a Goldie. I got a golden retriever
Oh,
puppy.
right. And how old is he now?
8 months.
Eight
I think
months.
not even. He might be seven. I don't know,
Okay.
but
Yeah, he's a puppy.
but he's a puppy. But but yeah, like we had so much fun and then I've been babysitting since and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my number three.
That's awesome. By the way, little subtext. Like I've been working from home for like like as long as God's beard, it seems. And everyone says get a dog, get a dog. And I love dogs. I'd love to have a dog, but um I think I'm too selfish. You got to go away. You're gonna like, and if frankly, that's the bottom line. You can say, well, and this is partly true. Like, I wouldn't be able to give the dog all of me, but the reason why I wouldn't be able to give the dog all of me is because I'm selfish. Why I don't get a dog?
I like myself. I wouldn't mind getting a dog, but I currently live in a place where I can't, and and also I like right now it would be ideal for me. Like over the last 8 months, I could have easily, raised a dog and got them, house trained and all that because I'd be home all the time. But as we're going to learn in the next episode, goals or resolutions for next year. One of them is finding a full time job to get out of my freaking house.
Hmm.
That's and which sometimes when you have a puppy is a struggle. That's why I
Yeah.
help my cousin when she has to go to work, go into the office. She works from home a lot of the time. When she has to go into the office, I've been watching the little shit. And by the way, he actually answers to little shit and shitbag. Um, but
It's awesome.
no, 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 not shitbag, dirtbag. It's little
Dirtbag, yeah.
shit, dirtbag. Yeah. But
So actually, now that like to carry this conversation forward, um, that's actually an awesome scenario because you have all the glory, the gift. Like you know this dog since it's a baby, like it knows you. I bet when you come in the room, it comes up to you, Uncle
oh,
Jimmy.
like
It's like fucking digs you, and then you
oh,
don't have to. It's like grandparents. When you leave, you get to sleep in your
good.
own bed and not fuck around, right?
Well, but but it. Happy New Year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
But
Go on.
but that was my number three. What's your number three?
My number three is um, I think you were there. We had like a glorious night in my backyard in the summer when Surge was in town and Cozy. I'm pretty sure you were
Yeah.
there. Remember we had like 13 guys around the.
No, no, that was the event I wasn't invited to. Um,
Okay. Well,
that was because on this podcast you said I did this week, and I'm like, oh, I was waiting for my phone call. Um,
yeah.
oh,
Well, that's number three. Uh, but you know all the yeah. So anyway, it was I don't know how many generations of geeks, like how many years we spanned, but there was like 13 of us, and we have a couple brothers that are from out of town. One of whom, Cozy, Chris Kozak, who I used to live with in the Deke house, is from Japan or from Edmonton, but lives in Japan for 20 odd years. Um, he was in town, and Mike Serdiak, Serds, we've talked about, friend of the
Serge, yeah, yeah,
podcast. We
we've
should
mentioned
thank
him
him.
on
Friend
this.
of the podcast, Mike Serdiak, was there, and a host of other geeks from so many different graduating years and life classes, and some of us initiated each other. And anyway, when all the fellows get together, like I saw something on the hockey game last night. They were interviewing Yari Curry and Esa Tikkanen, and they talk, they get the questions, what was it like playing with Gretzky and all that? And then they ask him, what's it like when you meet up with the fellas at the alumni events? And their eyes just light up and they go, it's like no time has ever passed, because, like they live in Finland, and then you see guys that you haven't seen in a year, 2 years, and then you meet up and the same jokes and stories and ball busting. And that was that night.
Yeah,
I think it was in July when Serge was in town, and Mike Serdiak comes for a week every summer or abbreviated weekend. Cozy usually comes for a couple weeks, but he's got family to visit and whatnot. And it just so happened that we were able to pair them together. And I won't belabor the point except for one story that involved Cozy and Serdiak. Um, Serge, Serge and I were talking. Actually, I was talking about how during COVID, like you couldn't travel anywhere. So we're talking about November 2020, and Serge lives in Vancouver. People say Richmond and Burnaby, and it's Vancouver. Okay, fuck off. It's Vancouver. It's like if somebody says I'm from Millwoods, you know,
or St. Albans.
yeah, it's fucking it's
Like
Edmonton.
it's
Fuck off. Especially Vancouverites. Like Vancouverites, like certs that they do that. It's a massive pet peeve. Massive.
because I have the same problem with people. Yeah, well, I live in uh, Toronto or GTA, and they're like, "Well, no, I you technically live in Mississauga, which is like 30 minutes from downtown fucking Toronto." Like,
Yeah, it takes me less time to get from Richmond to Vancouver than it does to get to your house. You know, like anyways, I yeah,
but we're
sidetrack.
neighbors.
But I visit Serge and I'm telling the story during COVID and like how it was like nighttime or whatever and we might have dropped mushrooms, but there's no verification, no one really knows. And we're telling the story and Serge, I'm like, yeah, Serge and I there's a decommissioned park by Serge's house. And I'm telling the story and then Cozy and I said Serge and I went to the park, like out, at night. And then Cozy goes, "You went into a park with Mooney at night?" That's my
They
sister-in-law,
make up
Maureen. Oh, come on, guys.
because they have to make out behind both
Some
cameras.
people podcast, some people audition for porn. What are you gonna do? Anyways, yeah, so totally ruined my punchline. But Cozy from Japan goes, "You went into a park at night with Mooney?" And so God bless you, Cozy. I know you're in town briefly, but I know you're a listener. That's number three.
That's your number three. My number two was actually the Canadian Brew House Christmas party. That was December 19th, where I was dressed as Santa. I it was a good day. I was like, again, another day. Like, if I threw all the days in where I get paid to drink at like at bars or parties, I need a top 50. But
That's why we need sponsors.
because yeah, like the brew house Christmas party. It was December 19th. I was dressed as Santa, and that's my number two. Okay, so what's your number two? Do I need to go get a beer? Like, is this gonna
Yeah,
be a long
no,
story?
I think I won't. I won't. My number two involves Vegas. Um, I was with the love of my life, Graf, Andrea, and her best friend, Rashawn, and one of my best friends, Johnny. And the four of us were in Vegas. And there's a place that was on my list of bars that we wanted to visit when Johnny and I went a few years back that we never got to because we decided to go to a bar that we've never been to that ended up being shitty. And I wish went to that place. Anyway, we ended up at that place on our trip in April, not April, August. And it's called
It started with
Capos in Las Vegas. And it's an Italian joint with the fella singing and the lights are dark. And it reminds me of like some of those joints in Goodfellas. And ironically, I was wearing one of my Robert De Niro t-shirts and we go in and they have TV screens going on. It's like supper hour, and all that's showing on the screens are like loops of Goodfellas. So like just loops of the best scenes of Goodfellas, and then a guy up on the stage singing Sinatra, and we come in. And it's kind of crowded, and they're like, I got a place for you. I'm like, these guys are so nice. And the fellow's name is Jerry over there, if I'm not mistaken. I got to remember that guy's name because those people treated us so well. I am never going to Vegas and not going back there. But we sat down, we had a great meal. The people treated us like gold. Um, with the love of my life and one of my best friends, her best friend, and I mean, it was just a glorious night. And we're like that. Every single person on that trip, because that was the highlight of the trip. Capos, Las Vegas. I highly recommend it. Um, yeah. Beyond that, I don't know what else I can say. It was just
when
glorious.
we go to Vegas this this year.
March.
It might not. It depends on when
Yeah,
in
we'll
March.
figure it out.
Get, but we need to go there.
Yeah, yeah, like
And we need to rent a midget because they have a company there called Rent a Midget. I like you can actually it's in the phone book.
but we
Rent a better midget or rent a midget out. I don't know
like
if
you
they
like
have it.
like why?
I, I, I just think it would be funny if a midget rented a midget. Like, wouldn't that be funny?
Actually, it kind of would be funny. We should totally do that. Yeah, maybe on a separate note. Something.
Okay, so
Love the
my
idea though. Don't stop.
but but number one, I'm going to let you go first
All right.
because you
Um,
like um
I like I've had those trips to Vegas with Graf, Andrea, love of my life, and like but this year in particular, I mean, the Oilers went to the Stanley Cup Finals, the Jays went to the World Series, and it just kind of made me realize, like, I mean, Game 7 of the World Series when the Jays were in there, like Andrew and I were watching together. I know our buddy Marco, who's right beside me. Here, come over here. Show the
Marco.
people who you.
Pretend you like him.
Yeah, yeah. I know Marco was there, but Andrew and I watched. Yeah, yeah. We'll be there again this year. That's right, Marco. We'll be there again this year. But um, like Andrew and I watched games together in like June and like May. And even with the Oilers, we're watching games together now. The Stanley Cup Finals isn't until June, and God willing, I'm not going to jinx anything. We're going to be watching games, but I could pick any of those days, and so all of those days are my number one. Like like, how do you find a girl as wonderful as she is, but that like um actually also like digs sports and likes watching with you, and like everyone like all my friends and they're right, like they go like like I'm that guy. They're like, why is she with him? Like she's an awesome girl, and that's my number one. Is I know it's vague and I know it's general, but watching sports with like yeah,
My question for you is why Nunu? Like, there's so many better looking like.
well, you should have joined Deke because what we always say is Deeks always punch above their weight.
But my number one, and we'll end it this. We'll end the podcast here because this is a solid moment. My number one is the start of the Bald and Short of It podcast. We filmed our first one June 24th of 2025. So this is like that is my number one. I wish I picked a better bald guy, but it's just I'm stuck with you. Until you die. You're,
Was
you
that the first one or the one that we never put out to the public?
we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, that was
But you have the date. I'm curious, legit. Is it the
that was
first?
because I looked. That was because I said because I actually recorded. I posted on Facebook. We recorded our first podcast for the Bald and Short of It podcast
That's
on
the
June 24th. So
yeah.
that's we actually recorded it. So
And
that,
I'm massively remiss for not calling that a highlight because brother,
yeah,
like I shit you not, for all the ball busting, like you're out.
I, I
Yeah,
still kind of like you, but
yeah. Hey, you got to tap the table. Uh,
but you know what?
it's
Let's end it. Let's end it with this. You know, Mooney. Here's the next year. Hopefully, I can find a new bald
there's
guy.
you
Uh,
know yeah. Here, like goals for 2026: find a new ball guy.
and And for those who are like actually for New Year's Eve, we're actually gonna be at Sherbrooke Pub.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Hang on. Keep talking. See if I can find Janet. You see Janet anywhere? Oh,
Ken, he needs you.
we don't have the voice, but so you can see her. No, no. Oh, if you want. This is Janet. She's a wonderful lady. She this is her place, and we're so happy to have her let us host us. And she's been so generous and giving, and yeah, we're gonna be here tomorrow night on New Year's. Why don't you take over, Jimmy? Thank you. Oh, really? Oh, even better. Let's say here. He got the thing.
This is the bold and short of it section. And
Yeah.
so yes, okay, no, I don't. I, I, I think I'm good. Good.
Janet, Janet said, Janet said she had a pillow and a blanket. Jimmy could spend the night. You're the best at it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Yeah. This is Janet's place for 11 years, and we love her, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah, Sherbrooke Pub. We're on the corner of 118 and
St. Albert Trail.
in Upper Trail. I was pointing north. I was just trying to figure out which one it was. But yeah, St. Albert Trail. We will be here tomorrow because we're going to be here for the hockey game because the Oilers are playing. That's going to be a long freaking day
There's
tomorrow.
something like 4 bands she got. I don't know. I still haven't figured that out, but whatever.
But yeah, so but we're going to be here. It's the Bulls. The take off the hat, and I'm short, and I'm standing kind of. Um, this is the Bold and Short of It podcast. See you next time.
Happy New Year, everybody.